Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. And today we're going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle, which just came out. Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty versus the Doctor from Doctor Who. I am very excited to see how this all turns out. I know these characters are really wacky with their capabilities and their technology. I think this is going to be a really fun battle. I don't really have a character that I'm particularly rooting for. Usually for these battles, I would try to find even just one character that I'm slightly rooting for. But here, I really don't think I can do that. I feel like both of these shows are shows that I would really enjoy, just, lining them up to other stuff that I've watched. But, I don't really have a strong preference here and there. I know some people really don't like Rick, so there's that, and I can kind of see why. But the point is, I think I would enjoy both of these shows, and I'm just more so excited to learn about what these guys really have to offer, you know what I mean? In terms of who I think is going to win, I'm not super confident because I'm not the most well-versed with these characters, but, Rick may have something that could really surprise me, in terms of his tech, or maybe the Doctor has some kind of really specific weakness that Rick can exploit. But right now I'm thinking that I have to lean more towards the Doctor. Just with all the material that he has, him being a Time Lord, he's not human at all. He has a lot of abilities, a lot of really strong abilities. I feel like the control over those abilities and his opponent and, his powerful technology and all of that, I feel like overall he's just a more well-rounded fighter than Rick, or a more well-rounded in terms of his capabilities. There are a lot of really high-end capabilities that exist in Doctor Who, and not all of it is shown off all the time, unlike Rick and Morty, where it's adventure after adventure, where there's wacky stuff happening all the time. There's not wacky stuff happening in Doctor Who all the time, but if we just use the best capabilities available, like we do for a death battle, then I feel like it goes more towards the Doctor's favor. But that's just me. I could be proven wrong, obviously. I'm just really excited to see how this all goes. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here we go.
Rick Sanchez, the Doctor. These brilliant geniuses dominate the cosmos, but who would win an all-out brawl?
That is the question. Very to the point.
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
Yeah, there was so much crazy stuff. I know this is going to give me a headache. Oh, that looks cool. But I am very excited.
Everything about Morty Smith's life was perfectly average. Average house, average family, average school.
Maybe slightly below average intelligence.
But everything changed the day his grandpa
that doesn't apply to Rick, at least in some areas.
Because Rick Sanchez is anything but average.
Yep.
Rick is easily the smartest man in the universe, and
in his universe,
dangerous criminal. He spent years on
his blue hair is natural. Nice. Good to know.
Adventures across the multiverse.
Who cares about the emotional trauma from abandoning his daughter, right? And then he took her son and put him in life-threatening danger. Bye.
Thus formed the greatest duo.
So they almost got Morty there. Maybe they did.
Rick
I don't know.
and Morty.
Yeah, mostly Rick. Morty's the cannon fodder who smuggles grapefruit-sized seeds up his ass. And that's just the first episode.
Rick is an unparalleled inventor, always ready to face even the squanchiest of alien foes.
He's got your
he'll go in no matter what.
Cyborg implants, the works.
As well as some weirder things, like a Mr. Meeseeks box, which can summon an infinite number of irritating temporary life forms that will work tirelessly to accomplish a given task.
Okay, that could get overwhelming really quick, actually.
So perfectly created, they don't even realize they're decoys. Which leads them to create decoys that create decoys, and so
Rick's gadgets can erase
so many of them,
and travel through time, and even make a surface true level, as in perfectly flat, something normally mathematically impossible. So
interesting,
beautiful that experiencing it for only a moment before returning to non-Euclidean space can emotionally scar you for life.
Okay, I was thinking I want to try that out. No, not anymore. Thank you.
Instantly chest burst a clone of himself from inside you.
Okay.
Like a pasty alcoholic xenomorph.
Yeah, this show is weird.
Rick and Morty travel the universe in the space cruiser. Powered by a microverse under the hood, this compact starship comes equipped with laser cannons, a fishing line that can tow a solar system, and unique artificial intelligence.
With all that crazy sci-fi gear, Rick and Morty's adventures were absolutely bonkers.
From disentangling a time loop created by alien snakes to battling the meta-fictional story lord, to Rick turning himself into a pickle to avoid
Pickle Rick.
therapy.
This guy would rather battle the Russian mafia as a vegetable than address his feelings.
Actually, pickles are fruit.
Because boy oh boy, See, have a lot of them.
Behind the fart jokes and wubba lubba dub dubs, Rick harbors bitter emotional agony.
Way back when, in a completely different universe, the Rick
I mean, so do I, but it's not like I have to do all this crazy stuff.
Another Rick from another universe took it all away, the bastard.
But like me, Rick is a true inventor, and this tragedy spurred him to craft his greatest
Yeah, I was curious whether or not Wiz would like or dislike Rick.
My scans indicate it creates holes through all aspects of space-time, allowing Rick to travel anywhere in the multiverse. It sounds exhausting.
It can do more than that. It can slice you in half, set up traps.
Makes sense. Yep. Oh God, dummy.
That's coming out of your paycheck.
Nuh-uh.
Well, what portal is he coming out of? Is he just stuck there? Oh no.
Darkened Rick's heart. He began to ask himself, if there are an infinite number of universes with an infinite number of each person, how did any individual life matter?
Sounds like he's
kind of like Owlman from DC, like the crime syndicate. That's cool.
Horrific Cronenbergs. He and Morty had to escape to a parallel universe where they swapped places with recently deceased versions of themselves.
Yeah, I do remember that. I have heard about that.
To a person?
Makes them badass. When Rick found the
officially dubbed the Rickest Rick. Nice.
He kicked their teeth in. Like they say, he's the Rickest Rick of them all.
There you go.
He is. Just touching the hem of his coat can activate his energy shield or even induce instant death.
Yep.
Yes, instant. No, it isn't explained why. Though
no, it's not.
This reaction, it's likely a chemical released through the coat's lining.
Rickest Rick
well, maybe, but it doesn't really matter how.
Space laser from just a few feet away. He's so smart, he figured out he's in a TV show. Yep, really.
Perhaps most mysterious is Operation Phoenix.
You're our entertainment today.
Bodies that his consciousness can be uploaded to upon his death.
Yes.
Despite eventually taking it offline, his mind is still connected to every other Operation Phoenix across the multiverse,
giving him an infinite number of extra lives. Even if some of them are shrimps and fascists.
Some of his devices can
Is that really continuing the fight,
universe,
though?
Even numerous alternate timelines.
I guess if he can travel wherever he wants,
just to manipulate the stock market.
Though underneath the drunken god complex, there's still a glimmer of the family man Rick used to be.
Well, as much as he insists that love is just a chemical reaction in the brain, he does care about his daughter and grandkids.
Good.
And Jerry. Sometimes.
To some extent,
taking on an alien Zeus, the president of the United States, and the actual devil, even exiting the bounds of fiction into meta-reality, fighting Jesus H. Leaping Christ himself.
Wow.
Meeting Joseph Campbell. Talk about a hero
Joseph
journey.
Campbell.
Challenge Rick at your will. He might look like a scrawny, drunken septuagenarian. He is. But he's also, somehow, the greatest warrior in the universe.
Yeah.
And you can lick his balls.
Okay, now the Doctor.
Were just your average school
that was an interesting rundown.
Less than average student. Susan was odd, almost like an alien. And when they met her grandfather
I'm assuming she
in
was.
his police box, they found out why.
TARDIS.
They were aliens.
Yep, there you go.
The police box was the TARDIS, a 2-in-1 spaceship and time machine.
Thus, they were whisked
just so
away
cool.
into the stars.
Just such a simple design, you know.
Adventures with a revolving cast of companions like Sarah Jane Smith, Rose Tyler, the Brigadier, Amy Pond, and so many more.
Nice.
With the cheesiest
There's so much history. It's like the 60th anniversary now, right?
Man with a box had a name
hey, Matt Smith.
And a history.
And Peter Capaldi.
He was only
I think my favorite's David Tennant, but that's not really unpopular.
Exactly.
Doctor exactly?
Though the
Doctor's
the
Doctor.
Shrouded
Get it
in
right.
Mystery, we know they were born several thousand years ago. And
well, okay, unknown, so we can't call him anything.
Dimensional physics.
But he got bored with the stuffy Time Lord bureaucrats, stole a TARDIS, and explored time and space as a runaway. Who can forget those adventures, chasing dinosaurs on a spaceship, dueling Robin Hood with a spoon, or
some of the craziest stuff, but it's charming. Well,
weird.
Hitler's not charming, but you know what I mean.
If you don't know who's who, you're probably wondering, who are all these people? A bunch of
Seinfeld.
old guys, young
Not
guys,
him.
a lady, and one of the Three Stooges. What?
The Doctor is a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey. Time Lords may look human, but
okay, that's enough, Matt Smith.
Not only do they have two hearts, they literally experience time differently. They can see past, present, and future all at once. They can resist temporal phenomena such as time stops and can tamper with fixed points in time. They're effectively acausal beings.
This makes them super hard to predict and nearly impossible to erase from any timeline. They can even breach the bounds of space and talk directly to you. Yes, you at home.
Hi.
Hello there.
Kind of like
Time
Rick.
Lords are practically walking Deus Ex Machinas. In fact, a lot of them would be proud to be called that.
Yeah, the Doc
Nice.
ran away for a reason.
Making him sound really good right off the bat. I'm a little concerned.
The Doctor has hypnotized with a glance, resisted mind control, survived deadly radiation, and even learned transmigration. As in, the ability to summon an object out of thin air.
Gotcha.
Sounds crazy, but it's apparently
So it's kind of like,
Time Lord Academy.
Magic
But the
Satchel,
reason why there are
Hammer
so many
Space,
doctors is
but
that
for
Time Lords have
non-cartoons.
a funny way of cheating death.
Upon receiving a fatal wound, the Doctor undergoes regeneration, gaining a new, healthy body.
It's way more than
Is it
that.
like instant,
While
though,
reloading,
you know?
The Doctor is
Yeah,
regrown
can it
lost
continue
limbs,
a fight?
become
Allow him to
strong
continue a
enough
fight.
to knock down steel doors, and even weaponized his own time energy.
Downside being, if
That must be a lot of
Time Lord
energy.
dies during regeneration, that ends the process permanently.
To date,
I
we've
see.
seen 14 versions of the Doctor, plus a few extras mixed in here and there. Hell, by the time you're watching this, you've probably seen the 15th.
I have seen
or the
him.
16th.
The experiences each Doctor gains.
I've seen the new
changes
one, or at least
affects
what he
the
looks
next
like, yeah.
Doctor, and the next, and so on. Each Doctor maintains the same memories, but with an all-new.
So I'm assuming they're just including
Some
everything,
like bow ties,
regardless of
some
what the
like
animation
jelly
looks
babies,
like.
Some kick butt with Venusian karate, and some really hate the monarchy, probably because they're werewolves.
But they
Okay.
always have one
Good to know.
thing in common.
They are British.
Well, one other thing in common.
They have to be
the
British.
Doctor always enjoys the thrill of adventure, and they've got plenty of tech to help, like the sonic screwdriver.
Yes,
Utilizing
that would be
sonic
very
waves to
handy.
manipulate nearby objects, it can pick locks, cause detonations, and fry circuitry. It's sort of a Swiss Army plot device that can hack its way through most problems.
Yeah, again, it's just
The
plot
perfect
devices
pacifist
that
tool
basically
for
the Doctor
resolving
has.
conflict.
Its only weakness is that it doesn't do wood or turkey. Though considering it can
Okay.
destroy machines, disrupt molecules, and even erase memories, I'll take it.
The Doctor doesn't
Nice.
often carry weapons. There's an invisibility watch, a time travel ring, psychic paper that tricks basically everyone, and perception filters that
Interesting.
prevents others from noticing certain things, even people.
But the Doc does.
Okay, see, again, it's like that
reluctantly
level
have
of
a few
control
weapons
that
stored
sounds
away,
ridiculous.
Like the dematerialization gun.
It might look slapped together with Hobby Lobby pipes, but the
It probably
can
was.
literally erase you from time. As in, it causes you to have never existed in the first place.
But if you
Oh,
never
that could be a
existed,
hard
then
counter
gun
to the
would have
Phoenix,
never needed to fire,
you know,
which means
fail
you
safe.
weren't wiped from existence.
Right?
Which means the gun would need to fire, which means.
Well,
Did you say something?
I feel
That's
like
not
Dummy
the
will
only
be back
time
though,
erasing
right?
tool in the Doctor's box. But we gotta talk about,
I don't
you
know.
the box. Shabby
Right.
blue police box on the outside. Incredible time machine that's bigger on the inside. This is the TARDIS.
The time and relative dimension in space is a sentient ship
Nice,
that
okay, it's an
travels
acronym.
space and
I don't
time
think I
with
even knew
ease.
that.
It's strong enough to tow planets, powerful enough to stop antimatter from destroying the universe, and
Whoa.
tough enough to tank lightning from Zeus. Yes, the god
Another
Zeus.
Zeus?
It can even adjust
Or
its
did
interior
Rick fight
to
someone
an
else? I forgot.
infinite degree, both in terms of space and time.
So, if the TARDIS doesn't like you, you might get lost inside it forever.
Right.
Don't piss off the TARDIS.
Or any of the Doctor's enemies, some of the universe's deadliest monsters, Cybermen, Zygons, Weeping Angels.
And the Slitheen, the big
Okay.
chunky aliens that took over 10 Downing Street and couldn't stop farting.
Even when the Doctor prefers
That
not to
sounds-
resort to fisticuffs,
that sounds
he's
horrendous.
tough enough to survive bolts of lightning that vaporize an ordinary human. He's even
Gotcha.
dodged half a dozen disintegration rays, while also improvising several thousand calculations in a matter of nanoseconds.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
Doctor's super smart. So smart, his brain once powered a 1,000-year-old supercomputer.
The Doctor's outwitted
Wow.
cosmic entities like the Great Intelligence, the Time Lord Nemesis, the Master, and apparently the original Satan. Who isn't even
Satan
the most
again.
threatening alien in the multiverse, because that would be the Daleks.
All right, bear
Right.
with me here. They may look like trash cans with plungers, but they can exterminate anything that gets in their way, even all of space and time. Like when they battled
what about the
Time
Doctor?
Lords to extinction in the last Great Time War.
A war that
Right.
showed a darker side to the Doctor. Thrust into a conflict that put all of reality at risk, the Doctor became a warrior, a soldier.
He had to be,
Killer.
right?
A sight of him that had always been there, hiding just under that cheeky grin.
Finally, in a single moment, the Doctor pressed a big
Hey,
red
I see what you
button
did there.
to end the war, and all of Gallifrey once and for all.
As much as he didn't like the Time Lords, the Doctor cares for life above all things. So genociding his own people was the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
As the last of the Time Lords, the Doctor proved to be the most dangerous person in the universe. Isolation threatened to turn him into the very type of Time Lord he despised. A master who controls
I love this
the
stuff when
laws
Death
of
Battle
time.
talks about this stuff.
The Time Lord victorious.
And God help your immortal soul if you piss him off.
Right.
If he's desperate or if you threaten his friends, you won't be prepared for how far he'll go.
Oh, I know I wouldn't
you
be.
In every mirror in existence, imprisoning you in the event horizon of a collapsing
No, I don't want
galaxy,
any of that,
or
please.
suspending you in time to be used as a scarecrow.
No, oh my god, that
Fortunately,
sounds somehow
Gallifrey
worse.
wasn't destroyed. It turns out the Doctor, all of the Doctors, saved the Time Lords, but just forgot about it until time could catch up to them. It's complicated.
Sure,
Still,
fine,
even their
whatever, I'll
biggest
accept
hell
it.
Turned out to be a dub in disguise. That's how you know you're fantastic.
But a Doctor's job is never finished. Without witness, without reward, you'll never know when they'll show up to save the day. But if
remember,
you
an
happen
apple
to
a
be
day
up
keeps the
against
Doctor
the
away.
Doctor, there's really only one thing you can do. Run.
Oh my god. So that was both of them.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Good.
It's time for a
Death Battle! And pause the video. Okay, so my gut instinct is telling me that the Doctor is going to win. Right now, it feels like he had more things that Rick could not counter, whereas he also had counters to some of Rick's things. For instance, it's like the Doctor is like an acausal being, and he can also just erase you from time you were never born. Unless I'm misinterpreting how this Phoenix failsafe works for Rick, I think that would be a hard counter to that, right? Because yeah, it's an unlimited number of, extra lives, but if you were never born, then it erases all of that, like, to my understanding. Of course, Death Battle could always be hiding something, I could always be misinterpreting something, but that's the way it looks to me right now. So I feel that was like one of the bigger things I was worried about, but it seems like the Doctor may actually have a counter to that. He also has a counter to time shenanigans, He has his own method of time traveling, so that completely puts a stop to anything that Rick could do in that way, And in terms of, that's like the counters that he has. And there was a lot of stuff they said for Rick. I feel like I'm going to forget a lot of the stuff that they said. There was the stuff about, the goons or whatever, like the infinite goons or the infinite, clones or the robotic doppelgangers, like all that stuff. Like, it seems like Rick could have an army if he really wanted to. But again, all the Doctor really has to do is kill Rick in order to win the fight. And I feel like, again, with him being able to just erase him from time itself, I feel like he could do that. Or he could just do that with all the other, aliens that are coming towards him, all the other, goons. I feel like that is possible. And yeah, they both seem really fast. They both were able to dodge lasers. It seems like the feat that they brought up for the Doctor in particular was faster. Although I feel like they've both, operated, spacecrafts or whatever and fought, at massively faster than light speeds while in space. But you know what, whatever feats they want to compare, it might not even matter in the long run. Like, the Doctor may still have higher end feats for all I know. But it seems like based on what they brought up, it seemed like the Doctor's feat was probably at least a little better. And they're both like decent fighters. They both have a lot of weaponry on hand, but it's also the TARDIS. Like, I feel like if the Doctor really wanted to, he could just easily trap Rick and set him up for anything that he wants to do. And also the sonic screwdriver. Unless Rick has some specific defenses against this, then I think the sonic screwdriver could really take out a lot of Rick's tech, unless I'm mistaken. And there was also the whole thing about Rick being, like, if you touch Rick, you die. I'm not sure whether or not that's part of I'm not sure that would affect a Time Lord in the same way that would affect a human. Right now I'm going to assume that it would, because it just has death acting upon you, and I don't know if we've seen the Doctor resist that specifically, However, it feels like the best chance that Rick has is to give him a fatal blow, and then, while he's regenerating, kill him again or whatever, like kill him as he's regenerating, and then that puts him down for good. But it just seems to me that, again, the Doctor has way more control over his opponent. He seemed to have a lot of similar abilities to Rick, but also some abilities that Rick wouldn't have a hard counter to. Whereas a lot of the big stuff that Rick has, I feel like the Doctor could either straight up avoid or could counter. So I could be missing something big, and maybe my reasoning is actually completely backwards or something, but, and in the end, the Doctor still wins. That's just for the wrong reasoning. But for right now, I'm just going to say the Doctor is going to win, and if Rick wins, that's perfectly fine. I could see it happening just based on the right technology and the right, you know, combination of attributes that these characters have, for lack of a better phrase. But either way, I just want to enjoy this battle. So without further ado, let's get started.
Oh, jeez, Rick. It was my fault.
Shut the fuck up, Morty. I knew time
Yeah, come on, Morty, shut up.
morons, but I didn't know they never invented rearview mirrors.
Are you sick?
So he knows Time
You're
Lords.
the one who hit me. Oh, go on, I'm busy.
And that's David Tennant. Nice. I wonder if he's gonna get a new body.
Ignoring me?
Ooh, nice track. It's very fitting. And we just have Morty along for the ride, too.
Holy, it was ship.
This looks so cool.
What do you...
And he just hops out. Don't get hit yourself, Rick. Ooh. And we're somewhere completely different. Makes sense.
No. Oh, what did they do to you?
Okay. I feel like that's a reference I'm missing, but that was funny. I'm sure.
Right,
We're in an arcade?
Queensbury rules?
Death Battle Machine!
Revolution karate.
Arcade battle.
Quipping
I need that for
asshole. Maybe you'll
myself.
find a good joke on the ground next to your teeth.
Nice voice acting. Yes, use the spoon. Animation is so fluid. Rick is perfect.
Oh, this place looks fun. Do they have a little shop? I like little shops.
Yeah, those are nice. Oh. Right, yeah, the cyborg parts or whatever. Or the physical tech, you know, all that. There you go. Yeah, exactly. You guys okay?
Well, blink as much as you can. They're scared of rapid movement.
Okay, good to know. I don't think it's over. Oh, yeah, okay, you have all the other Ricks.
What?
Get out of my police box! Ow, okay, yeah. Come on, Doctor, run!
Oh, you brilliant old girl. Switching rooms around. Fantastic.
Yep, good. There you go. Right, so is that the thing? Actually, I forgot what that does. Oh no! Okay, does he have to regenerate?
It's fun to be the class clown till you get shot. Now hurry up. I got a grandson waiting on me. He won't die an idiot like you.
I know you're
Well, he might.
The nihilist know-it-all. But through all this wibbly-wobbly...
Don't shoot him.
Rubbish.
I know people are gonna complain, like, why didn't he shoot him? But just let this moment happen.
I'm the Doctor. And I don't want to go.
I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. Oh, there we go. That looks so cool. Oh! Oh, shit. Oh! Oh my god! And it gets rid of all of them.
Quite an impressive craft, Morty.
Jeez, I had no idea how to follow that.
You've got a bright
It's going back and
future
forth.
ahead. Don't be a cynic.
Now, how is Morty gonna get home?
Morty, if you forget me, I'll haunt your ass.
Who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
Live by the portal, die by the portal.
Okay.
Let's break this down. First off, Rick
Okay,
and the
physical
Doctor
ability.
both dodge lasers, making them pretty even, so neither
Okay.
can reliably win a quick draw.
Also, neither have
Gotcha.
shown any consistent signs of strength all that different from an above-average human.
The Doctor could
Fair
get
enough.
a superhuman strength boost during regeneration, but that is fairly incidental. So as far as physical ability is concerned,
Interesting.
neither had a significant edge.
But when it comes to weapons, Rick had way more deadly killing machines.
Yes,
a lot
in
of which could
quantity,
wipe out
he had
whole
more,
planets,
yeah.
galaxies, and more. If he could get the jump on the Doctor, he'd have a good chance of winning.
Of course, their similar speeds meant he probably wasn't getting that opportunity. There's no denying
Well, depending on the other
firepower was
factors,
superior
yeah.
overall, but that still had to contend with the Doctor's technology.
Yeah, despite all of Rick's crazy inventions, most of which could kill a normal person instantly, the Doctor matched or countered pretty much all of it.
Being a
Yeah,
Time
that's
Lord
what it
meant
felt
he
like.
could resist any time warping trickery Rick threw at him, and the sonic screwdriver could hack and even destroy nearly everything Rick had. The Sonic has even disabled teleportation and time travel technology before, making it more than capable of hijacking Rick's portal
That's
gun,
enough proof
which
for
has
sure.
been hacked in the past.
With that gun,
Oh, that's even better.
Rick was kind of a sitting duck.
Well, not good for
Operation
Rick, but you
Phoenix
know.
makes killing Rick permanently almost impossible. But the Doctor's reality-altering
So that's
tech
what
like the
that is what that
D-Mat
was,
meant there
okay.
would be no
I was
Rick
thinking that,
left
but I
to
wasn't
upload
100%
to a new
sure.
body at all, effectively ending the fight in a single shot.
Yeah.
And that was hardly the only reality-warping super weapon the Doctor had access to. The Doctor's technology presented a clear advantage.
Now let's talk ships. This one's
Sure.
pretty clear cut. The space cruiser was a deadly machine that towed a solar system, but the
Yeah.
TARDIS single-handedly held off a universe-destroying event.
Right, with the
That's an edge
antimatter.
for the Doctor.
But perhaps most important of all was their experience and intelligence.
Well,
Rick mastered space
experience
and
at
time to the
least.
point of
Go to the
becoming a
Doctor for
veritable
sure.
God. But you could say the same for the Doctor,
Yep,
who is way
similar
older.
feats.
It's kind of like the Doctor has been Rickin' for many times longer than Rick himself.
he has.
And when push comes to shove, the Doctor is just as experienced of a warrior as Rick ever was, if not more so.
11 spent 900 years battling Daleks,
Yeah, the Time War will
Cybermen,
do that.
Sontarans, and more on Trenzalore and came out on top.
And don't forget how quickly the Doctor can formulate, calculate, and initiate plans.
Uh-huh.
Like when he dodged half a dozen rays and improvised thousands of calculations in his head to siphon the ray's energy into a teleporter, all in a matter of nanoseconds.
Rick
Yeah.
usually relies on being the smartest guy in the room. When
And
he's
they
forced
didn't
to
have many
battle people at
weaknesses,
his own
but
level, he's often
the Doctor just had more
outsmarted, like
going
with the
for him.
Prime Rick or gasp, a Morty.
Rick was a
Oh, no.
genius, but the Doctor's
Yeah, I remember the
incredible
evil Morty
technology,
stuff.
unmatched intelligence, and thousands of years of experience gave him the win.
Ah, geez.
That makes enough
I
sense
bet
to
Rick
me.
was absolutely mortified to lose.
The winner is the Doctor.
All right, good job, Doctor.
Hi, I'm Ben, the voice of
Hi,
Riz.
Ben.
Thank you
Hang
so
on. Let
much
me
for-
pause this just for a second. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this episode, obviously. However, I wanted to pause this because I am very nervous about the next time. I don't know what it is, to be perfectly clear. However, I have seen numerous people on the Death Battle team before this episode came out. I saw numerous people saying, oh, you know, the next episode's going to be controversial. You know, there's going to be flame wars when this happens. I don't think any of you guys are going to expect the next time or see it coming or whatever. I'm thinking, like, what the hell is this next time so that they have to, like, to talk about this so much ahead of time, you know? So I really have no idea what it's going to be, but I am very nervous about it. I feel like it could be, like, landing one of three things. It could either be that it's a fight where it is super clear cut who wins, or it's a fight, you know, maybe it's the inverse where it's like, it's so debatable that it's incredibly toxic. Or the third option that I think is just that it's something that people have said before that they don't want to see, or they want to see the combatants fighting someone else, you know? Like, I remember for when Deku versus Asta came out, some people really liked that announcement, but there were also a whole lot of people who really didn't want that specific matchup to happen, you know? So I feel like whatever it is, though, whatever category it falls into, I feel like it's going to be unexpected. Like, knowing Death Battle and watching it, having watched it for so long, they never cease to be unexpected. So I am very nervous, but I think we need to forge ahead, so let's see it.
Watching. Join button below. See what you're
All
missing.
right, here we go. Next time... Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, my phone is falling. Hang on. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Goku versus Superman. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, I don't know what I was expecting. It was not this. Oh my god. Okay, this feels like the kind of thing you always think about, like, what if they did it? And now we have Goku versus... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna... Yeah. This is gonna be weird. And it's not even the finale. They're saving something else for the finale. This must be the recycling symbol, right? Like, because it's a rematch. That's one of the things I was thinking from the beginning, that it could be a rematch. And then I started to doubt that as it went on. Goku versus Superman, Dragon Ball versus DC. Another Dragon Ball episode. We haven't had comics in a while. I was thinking, like, for the last 2 episodes, at least one of them is going to have comics, for sure. Because we had, like, 6 episodes in a row, or at least without Marvel and DC. I forgot if there was, like, any other kind of comic that technically was there, but at least Marvel and DC, you know, we didn't have any for 6 episodes straight, so yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna get. I can't say I am over the moon. I feel like they could have just done a different fight, you know, have it be more interesting, you know, because then you're using the slot for something else that people really want to see, you know. But if if you're really excited for this, then that's great. Just understand that if Goku loses again, you know, just understand that, you know, like, that's the way it goes, right? Like, you can't be saying, oh, you know, I want Goku versus Superman, I'm only going to accept it if like, I know people are already going to say that, but like, just don't be a dick about it, you know what I mean? Like, if Superman does end up winning again, please just accept it, you know. But again, like, nowadays, whenever they do, like, rematches, they tend to make a point of it being that we're doing a rematch because the outcome changed, you know? Because otherwise, then again, you're taking up a slot for, like, another episode that would be really cool. So, I don't know. I'm interested in this. Like, I'm interested in seeing what Death Battle is going to say. I kind of wish they were just doing a different episode, to be perfectly fair, but... And when I say a different episode, I don't even mean, like, a different rematch. I just mean, like, a different thing in general, but... Okay, that'll be fun, I guess, maybe. I'm sure it'll be well done. Like, if they're gonna top the animation for Goku versus Superman 2, then I'm sure it's gonna be fun, but... Talking about this episode, Rick Sanchez versus the Doctor, that was very cute. I thought that was so fun, you know, how they were going back and forth between all the things that they were known for, like the 1v1 fighting, then going through the TARDIS, looking through all the tech with all the Ricks in there. That was a lot of fun too. I feel like in terms of the time travel, they maybe could have gone a little further. Like, I think back to other episodes, like, you know, with time travel and stuff, like Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, or even just like the cartoony episodes. I know the Doctor isn't really cartoony, but, you know, other cartoony episodes like Bill Cipher versus Discord. I feel like if they wanted to make a bigger spectacle out of it, they could have. However, I do also think that, you know, this episode was very appropriate for these characters. It felt like, you know, when the Doctor was running away from the Rick clones or whatever, it felt like it was like a real Doctor Who episode. So I felt like this was very appropriate for this episode, and that's fine. You know, I think that, you know, you should try to make it tailored to whatever characters you're working with, whatever episode you're doing. So I think that's fine. The analyses I thought were actually quite funny. You know, again, going through all that stuff, it was a headache to try to keep straight, but they were really leaning into the humor for who these characters are and what they have. And I'm like, that's the best way to do it. So I very much appreciated that. Sorry, I'm still just looking at Goku versus Superman staring me in the face. But yeah, no, that was that was an enjoyable episode. I'm not sure if I would say it was one of my all-time favorites of this season, just mostly because there are so many good ones in this season, but this was still very good. Don't get me wrong, this was still very enjoyable. And again, I thought the fluidity of the animation was superb. I thought that, you know, Rick looked perfect. The Doctor, like, he fits seamlessly into it as well. You know, at first I thought it was going to be weird, you know, having a cartoon character fight a live action character, trying to imagine that in my head. But it did work out really well in my opinion. So I am very satisfied with this episode. I'm obviously satisfied with the reasoning. It all made sense to me. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm happy to, I'm going to be excited to rewatch this one, because I think there's going to be like little things I can pick up on, like the arcade battle. I'm sure there's more stuff like that. And the whole moon thing, you know, I'm sure someone's going to explain it to me, but whatever. Anyway, that was a fun episode. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who do you think should have won? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, comment your comments down below, subscribe if you could do, that would be amazing. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.